Hello, and once again, welcome to another training session of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, brought to you by the Letter Tape. Uh, I obviously got a little carried away here. I wanted to give a little bit of a training session on some things in the pool complex, and, well, ended up making a pool complex. If you do not already know, within rides, pool slides and rides, there's a listing of rides that would be in a pool complex. You'd see all of these have little shark indicator on them. That indicates that you have to have the soaked expansion pack. So if you have not bought the soaked expansion pack or an edition that has soaked, you're not going to have these options. Things that can be in here is there's the lazy river, which you see here, which is basically just a thing that you float through. Try not to make it too big, otherwise peeps will get kind of bored. Here you've got a body slide, which is up at the top here. There's another training session on that. And then over here you have the ring raft slide, and you get to see them here splash into the water. One thing that I didn't mention before that I want to mention real quick about this body slide is this right here at the end of the body slide is called a flume. If I stop this ride and go into edit, it's a flume end. One of the things I had said before is you got to make sure that this slide is ends at a certain point close to the edge so that it's safe for them to drop off. But if you use a flume end, it's going to be much more helpful because it's just designed to drop them off. I didn't really mention that before, but I wanted to mention it now real quick. And once again, this is a ring raft slide here. Gravity is what dictates what this ride does. When you start out, you've got a station that you build, just like any other ride. The more stations that you lay, the more rafts that there can be on the ride. So I suggest you have at least 3. The longer that the ride is, the more that you're going to want to have because of another aspect of this ride. But with it like this, if I was to build just like this, the best that I could do is just have it be straight, because like I said before, it's gravity. If you are going to want to start low and climb up, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to use station transition left or right. And if you click on that, what it does is it now makes a little transition to basically a chain lift type of a deal, to where now you can raise the ride up higher using that. And then you can do transition left or right again. Really what it's looking for now is another station. So basically what you've made here is you've got a station. They'll get on, they'll go up to here, and that's another station. They might not get off at this point, or they may, but you just got to know that if you want to go up, this is what you're going to have to do, is use this. Another thing to note about this type of ride is slide end to hill left, slide end to hill right. That's going to confuse you quite a bit if you don't know what it does. If you click on it, it's not going to let it drop, and it's going to show 2 pieces. What this needs to be is it needs to be placed at the water's edge. So let's go back to the pre-existing ride here. To illustrate, I'm going to enable ride height indicators, and I'm going to turn off this ride, go back into edit mode, and then let's delete this back. And I've deleted it back to a height of 5.91 feet. It has to be a certain proportion to the water in the pool area in order for this to work. So I'll go straight, and now let's see if we're far enough over to do, there we go. So now it's slide end hill, well, there you go. And all that this does, and all that it's for, is so that the ride can end into the body of water. If I speed this up, you'll see that the raft is going to come to the water here. It's going to drop, and then it's going to float or underwater basically, and then here's where it gets back on to then go back onto the ride. So even if you didn't have this, it's still going to go the normal, it's just going to trace a route to get here. I don't like this because you see the railing through here. You've got this strange thing that's in your pool area that you could hide. So for me, I don't see a purpose for it. If you wanted to have a complete ride, one that you started up high and then used that, you could put this piece, you could lay this piece, and then what you could do is you could use the autocomplete, and it will track this all the way back up to your elevated platform. So let's say this platform back here was where you were starting your ride, and you dropped down and dropped into a pool like this. Then you could build this one piece, do the autocomplete, and it'll track all the way up. But like I said, I don't see the point to it. One thing that I will mention to you is that this particular ride, how it works, how it gets these back up there is it will follow a course. So if it takes like 30 seconds for you to get from the top to the bottom, it's going to take at least another 30 seconds before you see your rafts show up again at the starting point, if the starting point is 30 seconds away. So you're just going to have to take that into consideration if you make the ride really big. For my purposes, I'm going to delete that and just have a straight piece. Let's delete that. Okay, so we got the curved piece, and let's see, not flume end. Okay, so we've got the curved piece, one straight piece, flume end, there we go. For my purposes, what I wanted to do, just to make it look nicer, is I put these little objects here, this little shed, a little shack, so that when these rafts come through, it just kind of looks more realistic. Hopefully that helps. Enjoy.